Hello, learners. I'm Dr. Shea, and welcome to Teachers in Context, where research meets reality.
Hello, learners. I'm Dr. Shea, and welcome to Teachers in Context. Most teaching research assumes ideal conditions. Teachers, however, work in reality, where the Wi-Fi is down and half the class is emotionally exhausted. This short video series is designed to support our weekly readings, discussions, and assignments by connecting educational research to real classroom practice and examples. Each week, I'll spend a few minutes highlighting key ideas, research findings, and instructional considerations, helping you think critically about how theory plays out in real teaching contexts before engaging with your coursework. Okay, are you ready? Cool. Let's dive in. This week, we're starting with a big question. What is literacy? And just as important, who gets to define it? When we talk about literacy, most people immediately think, can students read? Can they write? Can they pass a test? And then we pull out literacy statistics, numbers, charts, percentages, all very official looking, very serious, very convincing. But here's the problem. Numbers do not tell the whole story. Let me give you a real example. For years, literacy statistics in Las Vegas, Nevada have been, and I say this lovingly, absolute trash. Just bad. When you first look at the data, it is really easy to say, well, the schools must be failing, or the teachers, or the students, or the parents just aren't doing enough, especially in grades K through 3, when students are learning how to read. That was my first reaction too. And then I did the research. What the statistics did not show was that schools in wealthier areas had resources that schools in poorer areas simply did not. They had reading specialists, after-school tutoring, active school libraries, and additional literacy support built into the school day. Meanwhile, schools in lower-income areas often had none of that. On top of that, many of those schools were rezoned, so students who were just learning to read were suddenly moved to schools with fewer resources, fewer supports, and fewer opportunities to reinforce literacy skills. And, big shocker, folks, those students tested poorly. The numbers never explain that. But the research did. And that is what this class will teach you, to look at all of the information, not just what is right in front of you. Because if you only look at the data without context, you end up blaming the wrong people. Now here's what you'll be doing this week. In the discussion forum, you'll reflect on the literacy statistics from your readings. What surprised you? What stood out? And what those numbers suggest about the importance of literacy strategies and carefully planned instruction. In the written assignment, you'll write your own literacy autobiography. You'll reflect on how you learned to read and write, the books that shaped you, how you see yourself as a reader or writer today, and why that self-reflection matters as a future educator. And finally, in the portfolio reflection, you'll think about the best practices from this unit, identify what was new or familiar, and choose one strategy you would like to use in a future secondary classroom. As you move through this week, I want you to consider the realities behind the statistics, beyond the numbers, beyond the headlines, and beyond assumptions. Good teaching starts with understanding context, the students, the resources, and the environments that shape learning. I'm looking forward to reading your reflections and engaging with you throughout the unit. I'm Dr. Shea, and I'll see you next week.